I have been silent for way too long. Let's talk about AEW. This company had so much hype on it. I mean, so much hype. And look at it now. That company is in shambles, no matter what Tony Khan or Chris Jericho wants you to think. So let's get to talking, because everybody wants to put their 2 cents on who's the 4 pillars of AEW, right? So this video, we're going to talk about the 4 killers of AEW. And now you understand the title of the video. Here are the 4 main reasons that company is about to crumble. Let's knock off the obvious. Chris Jericho is running absolutely wild. Booking himself wise, I've never seen such a close comparison to Hulk Hogan. The dude books himself like a god. These fans treat him like a god, and he eats all of it up. Look at the lame, goofy Chris Jericho segments that he always produces and swears it's the best TV since Raw is Jericho. Darn near every Chris Jericho segment would fit on Vince McMahon style WWE. The lame segments that all you AEW fans complained about. Look at what he did to Garcia. Garcia would have fit in perfectly with Danielson, Claudio, and Moxley. Nope. Nah, Tony, let me handle this. This whole is he a wrestler, is he a sports entertainer storyline that Jericho done concocted, it's got him looking like a middle schooler going through his second relationship. Jericho, you gotta understand, Danielson was my hero, man. Wait, don't make me choose out here in front of all these people, man. I can't do this. Dude, I sound like this is a soap opera. This is wrestling. But here's the main question. Who bought this? We had to sit through this cheesy soap opera nonsense of, oh my god, do I go with Jericho or do I go with Danielson? When it was so obvious that it was a setup. Who bought this nonsense? Here's the main question on everyone's mind. Why is, of all people, Chris Jericho the Ring of Honor World Champion right now? Nope, don't worry, here come the smarks. Well, Tony is trying to get a TV deal for Ring of Honor, and what better way to get a TV deal than to put the title on a big name like Chris Jericho? That would be excellent if this was 2010. Jericho's matches are barely TV quality, let alone Ring of Honor quality, and he's never had a thing to do with Ring of Honor a day in his career. The sad thing is Danielson is just over there, losing relevancy every week. He hasn't been relevant since he was a heel going against Adam Page, bro. What happened to you, Danielson? We have the man that ate, slept, and bled Ring of Honor, and he's doing nothing right now. Because Jericho's over there in Tony's ear saying he's a big name that can get him a TV deal, and wouldn't it be better to watch Danielson chase the title off me? That'll be great for the ratings. And if I keep disrespecting the title, they're gonna want to see people beat me more and more and more, you feel me, Tony? That's how they're gonna get the ratings in. Nobody wants to see you, Jericho. The ratings drop every time your face pops up because they know, okay, it's time for goofy WWE nonsense. Ratings god my ass. But that's enough on Jericho, because if I keep going, the whole video is going to be on Jericho. And honestly, it could be. It's real heartbreaking, you feel me? Because I said Y2J was the GOAT, and then AEW happened. He wants to talk about he's responsible for making stars. He had to go out there and make Bandito. That was his goal for the night. Man, shut up. Bandito was already made. And be honest with yourself, Jericho. You're not in in-ring shape to make anybody. Think about it. Jericho's only made 2 stars. He made Jungle Boy, but look at Jungle Boy now. And he made Orange Cassidy. The pain of my existence. Everyone else, literally everyone else that's not Jungle Boy and Orange Cassidy has spiraled down the card dramatically. Cody's not even there anymore, but that we'll get back to him. But look at Eddie Kingston. What happened to him? Y'all couldn't stop chanting Eddie. Where is he at now? You can't tell me he didn't try to assassinate MJF with all his goofy nonsense, and MJF still survived, because MJF is the GOAT. I'm gonna say this one more time. Look at Danielson. Look at what he's done. He got Danielson a concussion. Like, bro, Danielson, wake up. I don't want you to go back to WWE. I want you to take some charge. You're over there just playing along. Like, I don't understand. Anyhow, as I said, let's go ahead and move to the next subject. Because, this man boils me. Number 2, Hangman Adam Page. You shook up pack of nerds that want me to blame CM Punk? Absolutely not. Punk went too far. Punk went into business for himself. Punk is so selfish. Punk is so violent. He shouldn't be in the AEW locker room in the first place. He shouldn't have his own locker room. If you don't want to be in there in the locker room, blah, 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 blah. My question is, who started this? Who went out there protecting the AEW locker room from you? Well, he had to. He was sticking up for Colt Cabana. It's not right for CM Punk to hold on to that. See, and that's what puts me at my boiling point of rage. Y'all did all this backstage nonsense for Colt Cabana? So, here's my question. Say CM Punk didn't even exist in AEW. It never happened. Colt Cabana's still on the roster. The last time y'all saw him was when Danielson completely annihilated him on TV. I'm not counting Dark. I'm not counting any indie stuff. I'm talking about on AEW TV. That was the last time we saw Colt Cabana. Now that we've established that, what the was Colt Cabana gonna get if CM Punk wasn't there? What superhuman push is he missing out on because CM Punk said no? What section of the crowd is clamoring, boom, 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 Colt Cabana? Nobody. Because Colt Cabana is the biggest form of irony in all of wrestling. Why? He's a comedy wrestler. He's not funny, and he can't wrestle for shit. An oxymoron if I've ever seen one. Big emphasis on the moron though. But let's face facts. Hangman made it public because of Colt Cabana. Man, Page has been the biggest disappointment since Baron Corbin versus Kurt Angle. They started him off so good. We was all with the cowboy shit. But then what happens? The Bucks say what? The bottle or them? Bruh, tell me if he wouldn't have looked at them, looked at the bottle, took a big ass gulp, walked off. They turn on him, they rejoin Omega, they have their little fun reign of terror, and Hangman tears all that down as a no-given, beer-drinking babyface. We would still loudly be chanting cowboy shit. But nope, we're gonna get this man booed out the building. Because for the men, you lost us CM Punk, you little bastard. And for the Sea of Nerds, you took away the Elite. And speaking of the Elite, let's move to number 3. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Number 3 is these 3 knuckleheads right here. They fit into one category because these 3 have done so much damage since day 1. They've been doing so much damage to that business. It's crazy. They really convinced Tony Khan that the Bullet Club was the biggest thing since the NWO and DX because they combined the two. You know why the Bullet Club was popular? Because that's a fire-ass shirt. And you know what else? Sons of Anarchy was poppin'. Yeah, they were smart enough not to put anything affiliated with wrestling on this shirt. I work in retail. You know how many old heads I have come in and say, yeah, I just thought it had something to do with guns. I can't stand these 3, and I would wear the shirt. The shirt is fire. The wrestlers just suck. Everybody knows that these 5 were the main part of the Bullet Club. Nobody cares about these 3. Y'all have got to get serious. And can we talk about the fact that these 3 completely iced Cody out of that company? Yeah, the Codyverse was definitely their fault. Cody got kicked out the little Bullet Club and they didn't want him there. That's why his booking was so horrible. Well, it could have also been the fact that Cody wanted to put on a wrestling show and they can't wrestle. You know what probably still stings them to this day? That the second best match in AEW history is Hangman Adam Page and Kenny Omega versus the Young Bucks, and the best match in AEW's history is Cody versus Dustin. Pretty sure I just sparked a war with a bunch of AEW marks with that one, but we ain't even gonna worry about that one because, you know, they don't like hearing facts. But bottom line, they don't want to do a competition like Cody. Jericho's willing to play along with their stuff, so what do? They just got him out the company. I really wonder how much of a fight Brandy put up, because I know she was having so much fun. Now she's not even on TV, and Triple H was like, yeah, no. Funny, no, Cody, I'm sorry. See, but here's the issue though. Cody's professional. He's definitely just gonna leave. Punk is not that professional. Just like they iced Cody out that company, they try to do the same thing to Punk. And Punk don't play that. And you know, these punks aren't man enough to look like they started the fight, so what do? They start the rumors that CM Punk was gonna get Colt Cabana fired because Tony wasn't gonna re-sign him in the first place. Tony came to the realization of why in the fuck would I need Colt Cabana. Nick Jackson ran in and wait, this is why, because you're gonna need some people for Ring of Honor, and he's a well-known name. And lo and behold, the conniving Cucamonga kids came up with the story that CM Punk was trying to get Colt Cabana fired. Try saying that 5 times fast, my god. Anyways, so the lovely Jackson brothers, I don't even know about Kenny Omega, maybe Omega, but I'm pretty sure it was just the Jacksons. They get to go telling every dirt sheet they can that CM Punk was trying to get Colt Cabana fired. Then they went over to Hangman Page, put that nonsense in his head and said, you know what, you should stick up for Colt Cabana because we all got along just fine before Punk came here. Hangman listens like the empty-headed dumb fuck he is. And now, Punk is pissed. I mean, you kinda gotta appreciate it because we got one of the promos of the year out of this. Dude destroyed 4 main stars in 3 minutes. And then, the big one. Punk said, alright, since everybody wants to talk about it online, we're gonna talk about it in person. And he let them little journalists have it. Poor Tony didn't know what to do. He got on the journalists, and then he destroyed the Bucks and Hangman Page and Omega. And then he said the famous words, if you have a problem with me, come find me. And I'm hoping they mark this day on the calendar because this was the first day in history that the Bucks grew a pair. So let me get this straight. They decide to go in there deep as a mug. We got Kenny, Matt, Nick, Nakazawa, and what's his name? Brandon Cutlet. And some important lady named Mega. So one Jackson brother gets to knocking on the door. Hey, let us in. We need to talk. No answer, so what do? They V-trigger the door open. Okay, they just entered unauthorized, but can y'all imagine like them just being outside the door? V-trigger! Anyways, let me get this straight. One Jackson goes in, Punk puts one out. Another one goes in, they get to scrapping, and then here comes Ace Steel because apparently his wife's in there with Punk's dog, and his wife's on crutches. He sees a bunch of guys surrounding his boy and his wife's in there, so he just throws a chair at poor Matt Jackson. I think it was Matt. Maybe it was Nick. All I know is Buddy's probably asleep at this point. And now Punk's got a Jackson one-on-one. And, okay, look, Kenny got bit. Look at where the bite mark is. You can't tell me he didn't try to sneak a headlock on old Ace Steel and he got that forearm bit like a Yeah, Ace wasn't playing that. Okay, look, apparently the breakup party was Christopher Daniels, Micah Nakazawa, Brandon Cutlet, and maybe Mega, and Kenny Omega tried to say he was saving the dog, but no, he was in the scrap. Look, I'll buy Christopher Daniels even though he's the Bucks' friend. I'll buy he was over there trying to break up the fight, but you can't tell me Nakazawa and Cutlet were in there trying to defend the Bucks and Omega. Come on. And the crazy thing is, we'll never know what actually happened, but come on, let's be real. These guys were threatened, tried to get Punk out the company, and Punk took him with him. If he's gotta go, they gotta go. And now we'll never know what happened. Well, we might eventually, who knows. But ladies and gentlemen, number 4, the main man at fault. We all knew. It's Tony! At what point, as the COO of the company, do you nip this in the bud? Hey, Nick, Matt, stop telling these nerds online that Punk got Cabana fired. I didn't want Cabana in the first place. Paige, next time you go off script, you're fired. What is wrong with you? I should fine you. At the media scrum. Okay, Punk, that's enough. All right, no more questions about Colt Cabana or none of this nonsense. Can we talk about the matches, please? None of that. Because Tony doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. He hasn't known what he's been doing since day one. The fact that he let these three convince him that they should build a company around them, oh my god, that should have told us everything. It's insane, and it's an absolute fact. Tony is gonna be the end of AEW. His booking sucks. His leadership sucks. His judgment sucks. Andrade reveals that Sammy Guevara is the only wrestler to complain about him hitting too hard. I mean, I guess what got Sammy butthurt is when he said even The Miz didn't complain, but dude, just be a man. Nope, he gets his panties in a bunch and he goes off on Twitter. Sammy goes and talks all this on Twitter and then gets face to face with Andrade and wants to talk? No, you misunderstood my tweets, man. I was just trying to generate some buzz, you know? Oh, no, amigo. Like, what's the shit you was saying before, man? Well, like, what you want to do? Andrade wasn't having none of that. He wanted that same energy. Sammy plays victim. Chris Jericho goes up to Tony and says, yeah, hey, I know you're suspending Andrade, but you don't want to ruin the main event angle. We need Sammy, don't suspend him. And not only does Andrade get suspended and Sammy doesn't, Sammy wins in the main event. You should have been fired like yesterday. We're doomed. Tony is gonna push stuff like Chris Jericho's nonsense. Oh my god, don't even get me started on Orange Cassidy. An abomination of wrestling TV turned to channel nonsense. If you Google lame, you get a gif of them slow ass kicks. Bro, look at Wheeler Yuta. This is Tony's Kurt Angle. You see Daniel Garcia? He was decent at first. I kinda liked him. He wasn't super over with me, but he was watchable at least. Then Jericho messed him up. But if you ask Tony, this is his Rabid Wolverine. I'm not sure if I can say his name on YouTube. Hangman is his Shawn Michaels. Moxley is his Stone Cold. Yeah, let's be honest. The only reason we're watching AEW is MJF. That's Tony's saving grace right there. MJF. He needs to be paying that man $1 billion. MJF has consistently been one of the only reasons to watch AEW. The only time MJF did trash TV is when he was with Jericho or is when he has to make Wheeler Yuta look strong. God, Jesus. This is why I will never understand AEW fans. You got mad at WWE for the Vince McMahon nonsense, all the he didn't care what the fans wanted. It's all about Vince and what he wants. When AEW is literally all about what Tony wants. Tony never had a clue how to run a wrestling company, but it's something he wanted to do, and he's rich, so he did it. To every Wednesday and Friday and occasional pay-per-view, Tony is playing live-action 2K. His job is playing live-action universe mode all day, and he loves it. He doesn't want to stop. He won't stop. It don't matter how horrible that show is. Tony's not gonna stop because he's having fun. It's not about business. This is something he wants to do. Y'all want to talk about Vince shoving people down our throat? Orange Cassidy? He's been shoved down our throats. Wheeler Yuta? Shoved down our throats. Nobody's gonna buy this shrimp doing Brock Lesnar level suplexes to guys like Nick Comoroto. What is wrong with y'all? I don't even want to see Yuta on TV, but if I have to, he should have been with Jericho. Good lord, this is horrible. I had faith for Garcia and a little bit of hope for 2.0, but you see what happened to them. All of Jericho's nonsense shoved down with a rusty spoon. And then look at all the talent that could be pulling in ratings that's just sitting there being wasted. Josh Woods and Tony Nese are a jobber tag team. What sense does that make? They needed an inaugural champion, and everybody was saying, whose house? Swerve's house. He's not the inaugural champion. They shoved him in a tag team with Keith Lee, that nobody asked for. They have no chemistry, no nothing. Sammy Guevara keeps starting fights. Hangman Page puts private beef public, and he rewards them both. I don't understand how this man works, bro. And he thought he had a chance to beat Vince. Vince, because he knows he's not beating Triple H. It's over with for AEW. Triple H is in control now. It's done. Yeah, sorry, buddy. Your millennial cowboy isn't gonna pull me away from WWE. Even if I didn't watch WWE, he's not gonna pull me into anything because nobody wants to see that. He's a softie. Here's some final words of wisdom, Tony. Stop listening to Chris Jericho. Stop listening to the Bucks. Stop listening to Omega. Put Danielson and Regal in charge. Step off of the booking and just run a wrestling show. You are sports entertainment 2.0, and I'm sick of it.